I mean, I could have almost predicted this article. London taxi fares to rise in bid to ensure enough cabs available to help women get home safely at night. No surprise, every single year we have a consultation about whether our fares should go up and how much they should go up by. Because guess what? Generally, year on year, stuff gets more expensive. We know this. We're in the middle of this massive inflation crisis right now. But there's other things that influence the price of the meter, such as, how much the vehicle costs, how much petrol costs, associated medical costs and things that we have to do to get our license and sustain our license, etc., etc. In years gone by, cabbies generally opposed the idea of a meter increase because generally inflation wasn't too bad and the vehicles remained the same. Taxis always were expensive. But in the past few years, a lot has changed. So the 5% or so in last year's meter increase was because of the fact that we'd lost out a lot during the pandemic. So it was almost like recouping some of our losses. However, because there was a bit of time between the consultation and the meter update to, respectively go out to all the drivers, something happened in between. Of course, you had the Ukraine war, the high prices of energy, inflation, etc. That's all just been heavily exacerbated in the past year, which then meant as soon as that meter increase went out, it was already outdated. So when this meter increase of 2023, that generally always rolls out around April, we knew it was going to go up because of the way that the cost of living and everything's going. Now, this article actually says here, and I love the wording of this, Transport for London has refused a request from the cab trade to hike fares by 11.6%. 11.6% because it is then, of course, closer to the rate of inflation. But I just love the wording of that. It just sounds like a few angry cab drivers have got together and then gone to TfL and gone, we need more money. And TfL have gone,
you're not getting more money.
Like, it's not how it happens. There's an actual consultation that takes place between union reps, people at TfL, loads of people in the industry that I have no clue about, right? And it just, the way it goes, you go to TfL and you say, look, can we put a meter up? Because TfL are the ones who ultimately govern the price of that. They could turn around and say, no, you're not getting a meter increase at all. It's hilarious because it then, makes a comparison to the tube and bus fares, which was 5.9%. Basically saying that, taxi drivers are, so much more than the tube and buses. Like, tube and buses, taxis, they're kind of like different services. If anything, the 5.9% hike tube and bus fares is probably going to be more detrimental to Londoners because you take the tube or the bus more regularly, whereas a cab might be a one-off journey, or it might be supplemented by a company or someone with a lot of money. But let's look at this. So the minimum fare remains unchanged at £3.80. So when I start the meter, it's going to start at £3.80, as it does. 7.6% increase. So the weekday, weekend and night rates between 10 p.m. and 5 a.m. will all increase by 7.6%. Now let's realistically look at this. If I do a £10 job, that's 76p more. I'm not exactly going to be minted overnight for that, am I? Yes, it's needed because petrol's gone up. The cost of the vehicle's gone up. When I bought my cab, it was £70,000 including the interest. It's now about £87,000.
Whoa. Pause the video. I got my numbers wrong there. It's now over £100,000 to buy one of these taxis.
And that's, 3-4 years later. Big difference. We've got here in 2021, the prices were £1.23. So I'm paying about 22p more a litre in petrol. Just from last year to now, so the increase in the cost of petrol has pretty much wiped out that 7% entirely. But on other news, Pret-a-Manger announces third pay rise for store UK staff within 12 months. Basically saying that they're going to be some of the highest paid hospitality, like barista staff in London, which is all fantastic. The move means that on average base pay will increase in-store staff by an average of 19% per year, with entry-level pay will raise by 15% year on year. That's mad, isn't it? So we're getting a 7% increase, but I've got to run a vehicle, pay a vehicle, I've got to put juice in the vehicle and all the other costs associated with it. Whereas an employed member of staff gets 15% increase. Look, I've got them from two different sources, obviously, but the wording of this article is very much like in favour of the fact that their staff get paid, much higher. But guess where the money comes from to do that? Yeah, it means putting the price of food and coffee up. It's the same in my cab. The way that I get a more fairer income is that the meter increase has to come into play. And just to top it all off, this article's right in the fact that we haven't actually had a substantial increase to nighttime rates in the cab since 2016. And then, even then, it was only went up by 1.6%. So there is this kind of shortfall whereby there's loads of taxis available in the day, and historically, most meter increases have kind of benefited daytime drivers. Since COVID, there's been a severe lack of just any transportation, in the evenings. Uber, they've been surge pricing quite a bit when it comes to the evenings. And then taxis, there's be some times when you're driving around and then just all of a sudden, just everyone wants a cab out of nowhere. The thing is, in the way that this has been worded, like, London taxi fares to rise to help women get home safely at night, I don't think there's going to be any driver who is sat at home right now thinking, I work days, but I could earn a little bit more at night. Like, we know that you earn more money at night because you can get around a lot better. The tariff is a little bit more favourable anyway. So this isn't going to change anything, because what we need is fundamentally more drivers out on the streets. Because if you work a certain pattern, that's just the pattern you work. Like, I work nights, not because I earn more money. Well, I think that's part of it. But I work nights because it's generally easier for my lifestyle and how I work. Like, I go to work around 2 o'clock. I can beat the traffic in. I can go in. It's a much less stressful environment. I come home, no traffic. So that's just the way I work. A small percentage increase like this isn't going to be enough to persuade a family man who works, Monday to Friday, 9 to 5 in the cab, to come out at night at the sacrifice of his family. It's just not going to happen. They might as well make an article that says taxi fares have gone up anyway because drivers can't get to the locations because of low traffic neighbourhoods. I was coming down Upper Street in Islington yesterday, and there's a big pile of people outside of the town hall all protesting against, bad accessibility because of low traffic neighbourhoods. I felt inclined to join them, and that will increase the cost for passengers. Doesn't increase our profits as drivers because traffic's actually bad for us. I've made a video before about how to get the most out of a meter, and the idea is that you hop from one job to the next. You want to get through one job and then turn them over as quick as possible. So they might as well have written an article basically saying low traffic neighbourhoods have caused a price increase in taxis. It would be correct. I wouldn't agree with it because it could be worded in a way that, taxi drivers just wanting to extract more money. Put it this way, if you work in an office, it's reasonable to believe that every year or so, because of your position and how well you're doing within the company and, becoming more of an asset to the company, the longer the years you stay there and become more trained in the way that company works, it's more than reasonable to believe that you should get a pay rise of some form. And if you don't, respectively, you go somewhere else. Well, when you become a London cab driver, I've pretty much invested in London. I can't take my badge anywhere else. So again, it's fair to think that I should be able to get a metered increase, at least with the costs of living, with prices. We see this in loads of industries, tube drivers striking, postal staff, NHS staff. It's all there. Everyone needs this increase in line with inflation. The kind of people that are going to read this article by AOL, it's Evening Standard but resurfaced on AOL, who are going to look at it and go, whoa, 7.6%, that's quite a lot different here. Are the kind of people that get in Ubers who frequently surge price by 25%, 50%, or you go 2x, 3x, 4x, which is 200, 300, 400% respectively. So they can set the prices what they like, when they like, but no one's making articles about that.
And to hit this point home, here's a tweet from the App Drivers and Couriers Union. They are the largest private hire union in the UK. And they are actually appalled at the lack of pay rise us black cab drivers have got. Why? Because their prices are pegged to our meter prices. They want our meters to go up by quite a considerable amount, as that then of course allows them to be cheaper or undercut us. But of course, without a considerable meter rise, it's quite difficult for them to sustainably undercut us.
We're very much losing to inflation because the meter can't keep up with the rate of inflation. I just don't like the way that it's worded like we're trying to grab money out of it. Like that there's just a group of cabbies who got together and gone, let's see if we can get a few more quid out of TfL, when it's something that we do every year anyway. Thank you for watching this short rant. If you've enjoyed it and you want to learn a little bit more about how taxi meters work, then you're going to love my Bump Up the Meter video. I share a little bit more nuanced information about how the meter actually works and how drivers use it to their benefit. See you again soon. Bye-bye.